Hey everyone, welcome to the show. I have more Trump regrets to share with you, more Trump voters entering the find out phase. So, first up, I have a video to share with you. This is another one from the Megyn Kelly wrap up show. So, this is a show that's hosted by a conservative named Emily Jasinski. It's not Megyn Kelly, so this is after her show is done. So, take a listen to what this Trump voter told Emily.
You address Trump in a way that he doesn't like to be addressed. Now, he's our president. I didn't believe in the slaying things and the foul language people were saying about Biden. I don't believe it's right to say that about Trump, but we have to call a spade here. You can't sue the media, and you can't try to get people fired just because they don't do exactly what you want. And I think the bigger picture here is it's an erosion of our rights. Putting his name on the Kennedy Center, putting his name on airports, wants to build arches and $400 million ballrooms when I go to the grocery store, and you can't buy a pound of ground beef for less than $6 a pound. You know, you go to fill your tanks, but we're going to spend $400 on a ballroom for $400 million and $200 million on Trump Arch. And it costs money to put Trump's name on the Kennedy Center. It's just starting to remind me of the pictures that we saw when our military would go into dictatorships like Iraq. As much as I feel that Biden should have been investigated with his son receiving $50,000 a year from Burisma, I also think that it should be looked into that both of the Trump boys are getting multiple $100 million contracts for drone companies, and they've never owned a drone, never built a drone. It's this never-ending hypocrisy. It's a 180 on everything that he ran for. And seeing Kash Patel on another podcaster's name I won't name, and I heard Kash Patel, you know what? He's using that plane for personal uses. Why don't we ground that plane? And here we go. Okay, taxpayers just paid for you to go to the Olympics. It's things like that. Everything that he said he was going to do.
Oops, sorry. Cut that off a little early, but that was Daniel from Minnesota. And believe it or not, that was only a fraction of what he said about Trump. He went off. He went off for like 10, 12 minutes before Emily had to move on to another caller. And I'll have more of those for you guys in upcoming FAFO videos. But next up, I have a post from someone who considers themselves to be a patriot. And they replied to another Twitter user who said that it took less than a year for Donald Trump to take over and destroy the US. And this person told them, I voted for Trump 3 times and am ashamed of what I helped him do to this world. Biden was terrible, but Trump's worse. So, yeah, I mean, imagine voting for Donald Trump after January 6th and after he was found liable of sexually assaulting a woman, and only now you're ashamed of your vote. I don't get it. I don't understand some people. But anyway, I also have a story to share about a Republican lawmaker who ran headfirst into the find out phase of her journey. So the Washington Post published an article, and this was about an Idaho state lawmaker named Glenetta, I believe it's pronounced Zuderveld. So she backed Donald Trump's heinous deportation policies. She wanted to basically mimic what Trump was doing on the national stage. She wanted to do that in her state. Well, it cost her family almost all of their income. So take a look at the article. So Zuderveld's husband, his name is Tom. He is not only her campaign manager, but he also has a job as a salesman. He was selling synthetic oil to dairy farms in their rural area. Well, the farmers were furious about Glenetta's push for all this deportation of the immigrants who were working for them, right? So the Washington Post wrote this. They said, the call came as Tom Zuderveld was driving last month, just minutes from his home on 5 verdant acres of southern Idaho's agricultural heartland. It was his district manager relaying that 3 of the dairies he sold synthetic oil to had refused to continue working with him. Zuderveld felt blindsided. He had known the dairy owners for years, and the accounts represented 80% of his income. But it wasn't about his performance, the manager explained on the phone and in the later email. It was about the politics of Zuderveld's wife. And then a fourth farmer ditched Tom Zuderveld more recently and told the Post, quote, "We live in a free country and we can actually do business with whoever we want to. What his wife is doing in the state legislature are things that I don't agree with, and he stands behind her." And then the Washington Post ended the article by saying that by the time they published the story, Tom had lost a fifth account. And they said this, Glenetta told them, "When it comes election time, I think the joke is I probably win the election, but we lost our home." And they said they're just living off of their savings right now. I mean, talk about fuck around and find out, right? These people hate immigrants, so they're putting it all on the line. Literally, they're losing everything. They hate them so much they're willing to lose everything that they've worked for. Anyway, next up, I have another video to share with you guys. This is from MS Now. So they obtained some of the feedback from Sarah Longwell's focus groups that she hadn't shared on her podcast. Take a listen to what this Trump 2024 voter had to say in the focus group.
Like initially, and then it's literally, it's like you woke up Monday morning and it's like, oh, we're bombing Iran now. Freaking gas is pushing $5 a gallon.
Yeah, pushing $5 a gallon. Wait until he sees what it's going to be. Wait until it goes up to $7, $8 a gallon in the coming months. I don't think a lot of Trump voters understand. Even if the war ended today, we still have months and months of higher prices in store because there is a backlog. This has created a massive shortage. There was just an article about this talking about how even if the war ended right now, the shortages would push into next year. So, I mean, the Iranians, they're not going to give up their newfound power in the Strait of Hormuz. So, I mean, we're in a lot of trouble. But anyway, next up, I have a post to share from a man named Jim. So Jim replied to a post and a video of New Jersey residents. They were going off on the city council for approving an AI data center in their area. And here's what Jim wrote. He said, "You and I voted for this with Trump. I'm ashamed I did and willing to admit I got fooled. Never again. Trump's executive order 121125 prevents states from interfering with AI data centers. Let that sink in. Did you vote for King Trump?" So at least Jim knows what's going on in our country. It's too bad he didn't use that knowledge to vote for someone else who isn't a sociopathic liar and cheater and thief. But anyway, glad he finally woke up. Last but not least for this FAFO video, I have a post to show you guys. This is from a man named John. So he tagged Trump, and here's what he told him. He said, "Will you stop screwing around with NATO and leave them alone? For the love of God, you wonder why they don't want to help us. It's the way you treat them. I wouldn't want to help you if you treated me that way. Stop being a douche. I wish I'd never voted for you." Oh, John, I don't think you realize. I don't think Donald Trump is capable of of not acting like a douche. I mean, you are what you are. He is what he is. In the words of Popeye, I am what I am. So anyway, all right, guys, thank you all so much for watching and listening. Please like, share, and subscribe. Please donate if you can. Love you all. Take care. Talk with you soon.